F-35. We're excited about that. I'm here today to walk around and look and see what they need in terms of possibly getting everything moved up a little bit where we can get better buildings built quicker and faster, because as we all know, we're being threatened as we speak by other world powers, and we have the F-35, which is the best machine known to man, and we're going to have a dozen of them stationed here, in which we're proud because we're a huge military state, Alabamians, and we go from building ships to building rockets to building tanks, and also to housing the best weapon on the planet. So I'm excited about being here. We've had a good visit starting at Maxwell, ending up here today, and it makes you feel good that you're from this state, that you do so much for our national defense. And we've got a lot of great men and women that are in uniform at all branches, and then, of course being able to have something like this coming to the state, the F-35, that just goes to show you people recognize the importance of what we do worldwide from the state of Alabama for our military. Questions?
I have a question, but it doesn't necessarily pertain to the Air Force. So
I can't tell you who's going to win the Iron Bowl this year.
Oh, no.
I got to work on that.
So, we're just over a year away from the 2022 elections, and Senator Shelby is not going to be seeking re-election. His seat will finally be open. What is it that you might be looking for as far as a person who would fill that seat, as far as characteristics that would, enter into the Senate, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I hadn't given up on Senator Shelby yet. My main goal is recruiting, all my life, so I talk to him all the time. But no, he's going to be moving out, and I would hope that people understand in this state we need somebody strong for the military, because we're a huge military state, and we've got 400,000 veterans that live in this state, all the military bases, 7 military bases, and the importance of national defense is even getting, as I said earlier, more and more important. So I don't have a preference. We'll have an election in a couple of years for a new senator. I would hope everybody would look real hard at that and make sure that military should be strong in their mind. Agriculture should be strong. We're a huge agriculture state, and obviously healthcare. But I know the people in this state will look hard at the people who are going to run, and but we need somebody that's going to be strong in those areas.
So, touching a bit on the healthcare portion that you just mentioned. Now, earlier, President Biden announced that he might be sending out vaccines that we have to help aid other countries. Do you have an opinion on that? Do you agree with this notion, or do you feel as though we should keep all the vaccines that we can right here in the U.S.?
Well, first of all, we want as many people to take it in the United States as possible. You've seen Coach Saban on television telling people to go take the vaccine. I've taken it. It's safe. We need to get this virus behind us. We've got it in our rearview mirror, but we haven't left it yet. It's still lurking out there. So we're going to have enough vaccines for us in this country. And I think it's good that President Biden is looking forward, saying, hey, if we've got enough, let's help other people in other countries. There's people who can't afford it. And, we all want to get it behind us. And just for us to get it behind us in this country is not going to work. We need to help, in Europe, in Africa, in other places that it can't afford it, because if it lingers out there, it could come back. We don't want that to happen. So I think the best thing that we can do is get as many people to take it as possible in our country, but then help other countries. I think that's the right thing to do.
Senator, you've been on the Armed Services Committee now for several months. Do you feel like it's been a good fit? And have you built relationships with your colleagues in that regard?
Yeah, I'm on the Armed Services Committee, Strategic Forces Subcommittee, and Personnel Subcommittee. I'm on the Ag Committee, Health Education, Labor and Pension Committee, and Veterans Affairs, which is dear to me because my dad was a vet. I'm making a lot of good friends, and that's what you need to do. This is not the House where you've got 435 members. We have 100, And to get anything done, you have to build relationships. That's all I've ever done for 40 years. I ran for this job and was elected, and I told the people I wanted to help, obviously, in the military. We need to have a strong national defense. I'm big in education, and I'm strong with our agriculture. And I truly believe those areas that I can help. And so, it takes time. I've been in, 5-6 months? But again, I'm learning every day. I'm learning from one of the best, Senator Shelby. Me and him visit every day. We sit down on the floor of the Senate. We talk, hours at a time, depending on how much time we stay on the Senate floor. So it's working out good for me. I don't know it all yet, but I will. In terms of what I can do to help the state of Alabama and the country, but it's so important for me to help. That's the reason I'm there. I'm not up there for any other reason. There's a lot of other people that may wanted to do this, but I wanted to do it to actually help. I've had a great career in coaching. I love people. I love working for people, and I love helping people. So looking forward to being there many years. This is the fourth quarter of my life, and I want to give it back to our state and our country.
Well, we can't, when it comes to the military and politics, especially in this town, the prospect of base closure through BRAC always comes up. I wondered if that came up in your discussions today, and if you had any thoughts about Maxwell and the future there, looking toward a BRAC.
Well, there's always that out there, but I can't imagine BRAC ever taking hold of anything that we do in this state because of the importance, especially now with the new horizons out there for China wanting to be in the new world power, Russia fighting to become back the old USSR, so to speak, with Putin flexing his muscles. I don't think that there's going to be any chance of any kind of BRAC taking hold for anybody in the near future. There's going to have to be growth. We're going to have growth, and again, that's a big part of our state, and we'll accept anybody that wants to come here. To be honest with you, any base, because we have the know-how, the experience, and we've got a lot of great Americans in the state of Alabama.
I believe this concludes your tour. You mentioned how a lot of this is new to you. What have you gained by going across the state to all the different bases?
Yeah, I've been from north to south in all of our military bases and learned it. You think you know a lot about it until you actually go in and see what we have. Starting with Fort Rucker, training all the helicopter pilots, to what the new things that we're going to be doing in Maxwell, new things that we're doing here. We commissioned a ship down in Mobile last week, the USS Mobile, that a huge aluminum jet ski is what I call it, and that goes very fast. And then, of course, you just look at Anniston, the Guard in Birmingham, and then heck, we could stay here all day and talk about what we have in Huntsville. Start with NASA and Space Command coming in the future, and Redstone Arsenal. Alabama is important to not only this country but to the world, for world defense, and it just enlightens you. It has enlightened me. In fact, I've been on most of these bases before, but not going through what we really have and what the men and women of this state do for our country. So I'm here to help. And of course, being on the Armed Services Committee, working with people there, funding what we need, it's always going to be a fight to fund things that we need. But when it comes to Alabama and the defense of our country, I don't think there's any doubt of the importance that we play.
One more question. Speaking of your committee work, you signed on and co-sponsored a bill to reform the military sexual assault adjudication.
That's correct.
It seemed to have a lot of co-sponsors. I wondered if you thought it actually had a prospect of passing the Senate this time.
Yeah, well, abuse in the military or anywhere shouldn't be accepted, and it shouldn't be overlooked. Now, the problem we were having in the military is we weren't making any progress. A lot of people wanted to take the arrest out of the jurisdiction of the military. I'm totally against that. Being a football coach, if somebody gets in trouble and I'm the head coach, I need to discipline them. I need to be the one that sets down the rules and regulations, because you lose control if you don't have that. A lot of people wanted to take it and put it in the public sector of some kind of abuse. So we worked out a situation where we could leave it in the military, leave it in their jurisdiction, just take it out of the purview of the commanding officer in that area. Take it in the military, do your own discipline, keep it in that area, and I think we'll make a lot of progress with overcoming and making progress with abuse. One case of abuse is way too many. But we worked with Senator Gillibrand, who's a Democrat. She headed up this bill. Ted Cruz worked on it. Joni Ernst, senator from Iowa. Everybody got together, put their heads together, and came up with this scenario, which I think is going to work for everybody. Now we have to get Senator Schumer to bring it to the floor so we can get it passed.